Welcome to the new coding interview question, longest palindrome substring. If you're given a string like this, then you have to find the longest common palindrome, right? And the longest common palindrome for this string, the string itself. In this video, I'm going to use a method called expand around center. How we can solve that? First, we're going to take a center at this position for first time, here A, and we'll expand around this center, and for this center we have longest palindromic substring 1, right? And then we'll take center at these positions in between these two characters, and here we have longest palindromic substring 0, right? And then we'll take the center at this position B, and here we have longest palindromic substring 3, and then we'll take position at here, and here we have the length of longest palindromic substring 0, and then we'll take the center at here, and here we have the length of the longest palindromic substring 5, right? And this will be the answer. And after that, we'll take the center right here. Here we have the length of longest palindromic substring 0, and here we have the length of longest palindromic substring 1, and here we have the length of the longest palindromic substring 3. Then at this position we have length 0, and here we have length 1. Then we will have the answer at this position, because at this position we have the length of the longest palindromic substring 5, right? And that is ABA BA. Alright, now try solving this problem in your own, and I'll see you in the solution video. Here's how my solution looks like in pseudocode. Here we have these strings for test, right? I'm going to create a function longest underscore palindrome underscore substring that takes the string. Then we're going to check if the string is null or if the string length is less than 1. Then we're going to simply return empty string. After that, we have two variables here, start equals to 0, end equals to 0. And for first time we have the center A, right? And start 0, it's pointing to this character A, and end also it's pointing to the character A. After that, we're gonna run a loop for I from 0 to s.length minus 1. Here first, length equals to expand around center SII. Here s equals to this string, and I equals to 0, and I equals to 0. And here we're going to expand around this center A, right? And then we're going to call this function expand around center. Okay, and this is for our first iteration. And here we call this function expand around center. Here we have is the string, then left and right. And here L equals to left, R equals to right. After that, while L greater than equals to 0 and R less than s dot length. Here L greater than or equals to 0. Here it's true because left equals to 0. So this condition is true, and R less than s dot length. Here R equals to 0 and s dot length equals to 5 for this string, right? It's also true. Then we're going to compare the character at this position 0, s dot char at 0 double equal s dot char at 0, and that's equal, right? And then L minus minus, we're going to expand it, and it goes beyond this string, and it becomes minus 1 for L minus minus, and R plus plus it become 1, right? Then we have this while loop. L greater than or equals to 0, and it falls because L becomes minus 1. So this function will return 1 minus 1 minus 1 equals to 1. It will be 1, right? And for this function call, this function will return 1, right? And here we will have len1 equals to 1. Okay, here we have 1. Then we're going to expand around center at this position. Okay, and s equals to the string I equals to 0 and I plus 1 equals to 1, right? And then it will point at this position. Okay, this is the center in this time. Then we call this function. In this case, this functions what will return, right? Here left equals to 0 and right equals to 1. Then here left greater than or equals to 0, it's true, and r less than s dot length, and it's also true. And here s dot char at l, here l will be 0, and in this case it points to this character a, and s dot char at r, it points to character b, and it's not equal. This while loop will not run. Then here what it will returns, right? Right equals to 1 and left equals to 0. So 1 minus 0 minus 1 equals to 0. So for this case, this function will return 0, right? So here we have len2 equals to 0. After that, we're going to take the maximum of L1 and L2. Then if len is greater than end minus start, here we have end equals to 0, start equals to 0. So it's 0 and len equals to 1. So it's true. Then we're going to update start and end. Here start equals to I minus len minus 1 divided 2. Here len minus 1 equals to 0 divided by 2. So it becomes 0, and then 0 minus 0 equals to 0. So start equals to 0. Then end, here I plus I equals to 0, len equals to 1 divided 2. So it's 0 and 0 plus 0 equals to 0. So here we have start equals to 0 and end equals to 0. Then for next iteration, we have I equals to 1, right? Then here we have this function call s the string and I equals to 1 and I equals to 1. In this case, the center is p. And then we call these functions with s the string and left 1 right 1. And here the condition of this while loop is true, because 1 is greater than 0, right? And here r less than s dot length, r equals to 1, so 1 is less than 5, and the length of the string is 5. It's true. Then s dot char at l, s dot char at 1 equals to b, and s dot char at r, it also equals to b. So it's true. Then it expand around the center. Then l minus minus it's become 0, and r plus plus it's become 2. Okay, then it check this while loop. L greater than equals to 0, here it's true, we have l equals to 0 at this time, and r less than s dot length, yes it's true, because 2 is less than 5. Then s dot char at 0, and at 0 we have the character a, and s dot char at r, and here r equals to 2, so it points to this character a, so it's true, a equals to a. Then it expand, then 0 become minus 1 and 2 become 3, right? And then this condition false, right? And here 3 minus 1, then here 3 plus 1 minus 1, finally it will return 3. For this len 1, it's return 3, right? And here we have 3. After that, len2 equals to expand around center s I plus 1, and in this time we're going to take the center at this position. Okay, and at this position it will return 0, right? And len2 equals to 0, and then we're going to take the maximum of len1 and len2, then it will be 3. Then here len equals to 3, and end and start, end minus start, we have 0 and 0, so 0 minus 0 equals to 0, so it's less than 3. Then we need to update start and end, right? And here start equals to 0 and end equals to 2. Okay, and for the next iteration we have I equals to 2, right? And here len1 equals to 5, and here in this case we call this function expand around center s, and here is this string, and here in this function call we take this a as center, and at this center we have the maximum palindromic substring, right? In order to understand, you can go through this step one by one, right? And then we have len equals to 5, right? And start equals to 0, end equals to 4. Okay, then for the next function call we have len1 equals to 3 and len2 equals to 0. Start equals to 0 and end equals to 4. It will not update anymore because we have len equals to 3 for this function call and we have end equals to 4. So 4 minus 0 is not less than 3. For next iteration we have here I equals to 4, right? We have len equals to 1, len2 equals to 0. Alright, for this one and for this function call the center would be v, right? 0 1 2 3, and this len2 will be center in here. And for next iteration we have I equals to 4, right? And for this time we will have center at this position A, and for len2 the position would be right here. Okay, so we see we have the maximum length of the longest palindromic substring for the iteration 2. Alright, here we see we have the longest palindromic substring for this iteration, right? And that is 5. And at the end we'll return s.substring from 0 to 4 plus 1. Here we have 4, so from 0 to 5, right? And the string will be 0 to 5, so it will be the whole string, right? And this is the solutions to this video. And for worst case scenario this solution will take bigger of n square, and we have here constant page complexity. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.